Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, where we bring you the latest in-depth reviews, breakdowns, and updates on all things motorcycles. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the much-anticipated return of a true legend, the 2025 Royal Enfield Classic 500. The Classic 500 is more than just a motorcycle, it's a nostalgic piece of engineering that's made a roaring comeback, blending vintage design with modern performance. With this year's update, Royal Enfield is aiming to bridge the gap between traditional cruisers and contemporary roadsters, and from the looks of it, they've done an impressive job. Whether you're a die-hard Royal Enfield fan or just curious about what this machine has to offer, stick with us as we unravel everything from its aesthetics to its mechanical heartbeat and how it behaves on the road. This isn't just a walk-around it's a ride into the soul of a motorcycle that refuses to be forgotten. As we approach the 2025 Classic 500, the first thing that hits you is the aura. The silhouette is unmistakably retro, and Royal Enfield has gone to great lengths to preserve that timeless charm. From the front, the bike oozes character. It's got that signature teardrop-shaped fuel tank, the vintage-style round headlamp that now features LED internals but retains a halogen-esque glow to maintain that classic look, and those chunky front forks framed by traditional rubber gaiters. The headlight nacelle is blacked out in some trims and chrome-finished in others, giving buyers the freedom to choose between stealth or shine. Above the headlight, you get a slightly modernized speedometer pod that still pays homage to the old-school analog layout, now complemented by a small LCD for trip and fuel data. The front fender is broad and sweeps gracefully over the wheel, hugging the tire with just enough clearance to hint at both elegance and ruggedness. The tires themselves are beefier than previous generations, wrapped around spoke trims that scream nostalgia but now come with optional tubeless capability. The front disc brake has been updated for stronger bite and less fade, and paired with dual-channel ABS for improved safety without compromising the riding feel. Shifting to the side profile, this is where the Classic 500 earns its name. The long and low stance, the gently sloping fuel tank, and the single-piece seat are all trademarks of Royal Enfield's design ethos. The 2025 version brings refined detailing along the engine casing, improved paint quality with rich, deep finishes like halcyon green, stealth black, chrome bronze, and a new matte graphite gray. The chrome detailing is selectively applied on the exhaust, handlebar ends, and mirrors depending on the variant you go for. The seat itself is a significant upgrade, with better cushioning and contouring that makes long rides more comfortable. You'll notice the subtle contour in the tank for knee recesses, a simple yet crucial feature for those long highway stints. The exhaust pipe retains that long, straight design, giving the bike a lean and stretched profile from the side while delivering that unmistakable Royal Enfield thump. The engine casing is finished in either brushed metal or matte black depending on the model variant, and the badging has been subtly reworked to incorporate a hint of modernism while staying loyal to its roots. The foot-peg positioning is just slightly forward set, offering that cruiser-style riding triangle without feeling too stretched or aggressive. The side toolbox is now open with easier latch systems and house-basic storage and diagnostic access, designed with both convenience and aesthetics in mind. Moving to the rear, the Classic 500 continues its commitment to traditional styling. The rear fender is generously long and curves elegantly over the tire, with the tail light mounted in the center flanked by retro-styled indicators. The tail lamp unit may look old-fashioned, but it's actually a modern LED system cleverly disguised in a vintage housing. The license plate holder is cleanly integrated, with just enough flourish to keep things stylish without overcomplication. Royal Enfield has clearly paid attention to symmetry here. The rear lines are balanced and flow smoothly from the seat to the exhaust. Speaking of which, that exhaust ends in a slightly tapered tip, tuned not just for aesthetics but to deliver that signature Enfield rumble. The rear suspension setup features twin gas-charged shocks with 6-step preload adjustment, giving you flexibility based on load and riding conditions. The grab rail is sturdy and ergonomically placed, whether you're mounting saddlebags or providing your pillion with something to hold onto. From the back, the bike looks compact yet commanding, classic yet current. The overall design is cohesive, each element flowing into the next, and you get the sense that no detail has been left to chance. Underneath all this classic beauty lies the beating heart of the 2025 Classic 500A, a newly refined 499cc, single-cylinder, air and oil-cooled engine. But this isn't just a rehash of the old unit. Royal Enfield has introduced several enhancements to make the powertrain smoother, more responsive, and more efficient. While it still retains that long-stroke character that gives the Classic its iconic torque delivery, this version now gets fuel injection optimized for cleaner emissions and smoother throttle input. The bore and stroke dimensions remain close to the traditional configuration, preserving that low-end grunt that Classic 500 fans crave. Output stands at around 27.5 horsepower at 5,200 revolutions per minute and 41.3 Newton-meters of torque at 3,000 revolutions per minute, meaning you've got plenty of pull available right from the lower end of the rev range. This makes city commuting effortless and highway cruising a pleasure. The 5-speed gearbox has been reworked for better shift quality, and the clutch is lighter and more progressive, reducing fatigue during long rides or in stop-and-go traffic. Performance-wise, the Classic 500 continues to prioritize ride quality and feel over outright speed, and that's a good thing. This bike is about savoring the journey, not chasing lap times. Acceleration is linear, smooth, and accompanied by that iconic thump that only a Royal Enfield can deliver. Thanks to revised internal balancing and an upgraded engine mount system, vibrations are noticeably reduced, especially at cruising speeds. The throttle response is crisp, thanks to the refined EQ tuning, and the mid-range punch remains the highlight of this engine. Whether you're climbing through mountain twisties or overtaking on a rural highway, the torque is available when you need it without having to wring the engine out. The suspension setup, with its 35mm front forks and preload adjustable twin shocks at the rear, is tuned for comfort. It absorbs bumps, potholes, and undulations with grace, maintaining composure even on less than ideal roads. The braking has also seen a notable improvement with larger rotors and dual-channel ABS that kicks in without being too intrusive. The overall handling is stable and confidence-inspiring, especially for riders new to heavier bikes. The weight distribution is more balanced this year, with slight tweaks to the frame geometry that improve cornering feel and agility at low speeds. In terms of rider ergonomics and tech, the Classic 500 is still a fairly analog experience by design, but it's not devoid of modern touches. You now get an optional tripper navigation pod on higher variants, Bluetooth connectivity for turn-by-turn directions, and a USB charging port discreetly integrated under the handlebar. The analog-digital instrument cluster features an odometer, dual trip meters, fuel gauge, and service indicator, while the switchgear has been redesigned for better tactile feedback. The lighting setup is entirely LED if you opt for the top trim, including the indicators, which now feature a self-canceling function. There are even subtle features like hazard lights and engine kill switch that add to daily usability. The seat height sits at a comfortable 800mm, making it accessible for a wide range of riders. Ground clearance is generous enough to handle speed bumps and rough patches without scraping, and the 13.5-liter fuel tank offers a solid range, easily surpassing 350 kilometers in mixed riding conditions. As for pricing, Royal Enfield has done a commendable job keeping the Classic 500 competitive. The base variant starts at approximately $5,600 and can go up to $6,500 for the top-end trims with all optional features. This pricing puts it right in the sweet spot for riders looking for a mid-capacity classic cruiser without breaking the bank. Compared to its closest competitors, the Classic 500 offers more character, more torque, and a richer heritage experience. Sure, you might find bikes with more horsepower or tech-laden dashboards in this price range, but few offer the kind of emotional connection that this machine provides. It's a motorcycle that speaks to the soul, not just the spec sheet. So who is this bike really for? It's for the rider who appreciates the slower moments in life, who values the charm of analog over digital overload, and who wants a machine that feels alive beneath them. Whether you're riding solo through country roads or pulling up to a cafe tilde copyright in the city, the 2025 Classic 500 turns heads not with flashy design, but but with timeless elegance. It's a motorcycle that doesn't try to be everything to everyone. Instead, it proudly embodies what I set a pure, classic, thumping ride that honors its past while riding confidently into the future. If you've been waiting for the Classic 500's return, your patience has paid off. Royal Enfield has managed to strike a beautiful balance between retro design and modern performance. They've listened to rider feedback, refined the rough edges, and brought back a motorcycle that was deeply missed. It's not just a bike, it's an experience, one that stays with you long after the engine's been shut off. From the moment you swing a leg over it to the time you park it and glance back with a smile, the 2025 Royal Enfield Classic 500 delivers on every emotional and functional level. It's a motorcycle built not just to ride, but to remember. Thanks for riding with us here on Two Wheel Trends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you planning to bring home the Classic 500? What color or variant do you have your eyes on? Let us know. We'd love to hear your stories and thoughts. Until next time, ride safe, ride classic.